and welcome to TurraandCo, the mother-daughter podcast about everything. Our mission is to make herstory, aka history, not by going viral, but by doing something that has never been done before in our family. Whether we have 2 listeners or 2 million listeners, we are bringing you our very best, and hopefully we are learning and growing together in the process. Now let's enter into the TurraandCo experience and create herstory, aka history, together. Welcome to TurraandCo. Y'all was laughing before I even said welcome.
No, because I was laughing because you hit the mic.
I hit the mic.
That's why I was laughing.
I know, sometimes it gets in my way. Hey, y'all.
Hello,
hey,
people.
company.
What's up, peeps?
How y'all doing? Did y'all have a good week? We hope you did. We hope you had a good last week, and we hope
for me this week was a little long. Anyone else feel that way?
What do you feel like made it long?
Yes.
Oh no,
This is my short week at work, so
I don't think I don't know. I just don't think I'm getting enough sleep.
My week felt long, but I needed it to be. I had a lot of stuff I needed to get done.
What?
I didn't want to go there because Chelsi, I told you when you're home, you sleep like you work at a factory.
I don't get enough sleep.
Okay, and I get that.
I work 2 12-hour days a week.
I know, but you still probably need to incorporate some vitamins in your.
I probably do.
In your regiment.
You could stand to take like some ashwagandha too. That, you know what? I've been taking that all this week, and I feel like that has severely improved my life.
The new TikTok trend is tart cherry juice.
So wait a minute. Is we talking over people right now? Because she was literally talking about her ashwagandha. We'll get you your tart cherry.
What you do all the time.
I know, but I don't. Hey.
Anyways. But yes, I've been taking ashwagandha supplements, and I feel like that has been like a life-changing.
We love them gummy ones.
Yes.
Call us.
Goli.
Call us.
Goli. Yes.
Call us Goli. We love y'all ashwagandha.
Well,
and I like the apple cider vinegar too. Call us.
Yeah.
Call us. Hit us up.
But my thing is this. I feel like when I take them, because I take them at night before I go to bed, but I feel like I get more restful sleep, and I actually fully sleep through the night instead of like waking up a little bit and then going back to sleep. I will say though, I do be waking up not wanting to get out of the bed because the sleep be that good, but that's beside the point.
Yeah, ashwagandha is one of those supplements. I'm really into supplements. Ashwagandha is one of those supplements that it's an adaptogen. So what that means is whatever your body is lacking, it'll get in there and fill that gap. So if you need more restful sleep, it'll give it to you. If you need some anxiety taker downer, it'll do that. It's the best. Like literally, I know people who suffer from anxiety, and I always tell them about ashwagandha because this is the first thing that I ever took that I immediately feel it working. Mm-hmm. Would you say?
Yeah, I saw it within the next day. I felt like calmer, I felt more relaxed, less agitated. But that, I mean, hey, to each their own. But people can come with that okie doke, and you'd be like, not today, because I'm ashwagandha today. Right.
And then now, Chelsi, what you talking about? Tart cherry?
Yeah, everyone say on tart cherry, drink a glass of tart cherry juice.
They're late.
Yeah, because mom's been doing that for a hot
I've been taking that for like years. Because remember the reason I started taking this because I had some inflammation in my elbow. I had like a golfer's elbow.
Tennis elbow.
No, they called it golfers.
Oh.
Yeah, there is tennis, but I had golfers. And so, fun fact, I think tennis is on the outside and golfers is like more on the inner part of your.
Got it.
That. So anyway, I was going to this doctor and he was giving me injections, and I was like, okay, the injections stopped working. And he was like, okay, well, we need to do surgery. And I was like, yeah, that just ain't the surgery that I want. So I started reading because there's always a natural supplement, and I found tart cherry juice, and I just took it. Now it does take a minute, it's not one of those instant, but yes, it will give you the most restful sleep. Like you just be like 3, 2, 1, like anesthesia. I got some downstairs. I just bought some the other day.
I drank a little bit. I'm not going to lie to you because I was.
Yeah, you told me. You said you asked me, could you try it?
Oh yeah.
Did you drink some more?
No.
Just see some down there, but don't drink it all down. Because maybe you should drink some today before you take a little nap.
And you only need like a little bit because it's real. It's
like go downstairs and do that
and
once we're done.
But it's nasty though. You can only drink. It's not your regular cherry juice. It's no sugar in it.
It's bitter.
It's super bitter. It's not something that you're gonna be like.
They mean it when they say tart.
Yeah, you're not gonna be running to it. But it has very high antioxidant power and stuff. And it has lots of anti-inflammatory. So if you're doing arthritis and stuff like that and you got some swelling in your joints, go get you some. Look at these. Listen, we're not getting paid for these tidbits or these commercials that we just did. But they better call us. Tart Cherry, y'all better call us. And Goalie, y'all better call us. Shoot, Tabitha Brown doing Goalie. Mm-hmm. We can do it too. Anyways, welcome to the show. We are here, and today's show is about how coachable are you? How coachable are you? And you're probably thinking, why is this even important? Who cares about being coachable? Well, because I think in life, if you're going to get anywhere in relationship, in jobs, anything you do, you're going to be coached by somebody because you don't necessarily know, even if you've done the thing before, you don't necessarily know all the things
that you could know
from doing the thing.
Because you only know things from your perspective.
From your perspective. So this is Ariel's show idea. I'm so excited because usually the show ideas are mine. I'm not going to lie. But today, this is Ariel's idea. So we're going to dive right into it. First, the first thing I want to do to start the show is give everybody the definition. Because remember, you might think coachable means this. You might think coachable means that. Let's all get on the same page from one definition. And so the definition that I found was coachable is capable of being easily taught and trained to do something better. So the key words that I pull out of that is better, do something better. Mm-hmm. Because it's not, because that's kind of what we just talked about. It's not that you can't do it.
It's that you can always do it better.
But yeah, coachable means you're open to somebody or life or whatever.
Usually it'd be life.
Life kicking you in the butt. Training you, to do something better. So I love this idea and we're going to get right into it. I'm going to give a couple of things before we get into it, guys. Mm-hmm. So that was the definition. Let's do it one more time. Capable of being easily taught and trained to do something better. Okay. So be thinking about that definition as you're going through listening to this episode, as you're going through, your homework, because every time we do these episodes, especially these episodes, this is home. You're going to have homework. It ain't just going to snap into your brain because you listened. So I did find an article that was published by the Niagara Institute that gave 8 traits of being coachable. And I thought they were really good traits. One of them is passionate about development, being highly accountable, embracing change, asking for feedback. I thought that one was interesting because who usually asks for feedback?
Nobody.
Well, let me tell you this. I asked for feedback, but you know what I find that I get?
Criticism?
No. I get people not ready. So I'll ask, what do you got for me? And then they'll say, oh, no, everything's good. Well, and I feel like they do that because they weren't ready for me to ask because not a lot of people ask. So I think that's interesting. I do in my life ask for feedback, not probably in my personal life as much as my career life, because I don't really care about the feedback from home. I don't really care about the feedback from home. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Okay, so let's get started. Why is being coachable important? I think it's important if you want to see growth in your relationship and career, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is just one of those things you need in your toolkit. You just, there's certain things in your life, you probably ain't thinking about it, that you need in your toolkit. Like we all know that person that only wants to hear and go by their perspective, right? Mm-hmm. Like people always talk about me, like I always want to be right. And people always say that I'm not changeable because I say, don't try to change me. But I am open to coaching. I really, really, really am. Like if you come to me seriously, don't be coming to me because I hurt your feelings and you trying to change me. Chelsi, don't do that because that's your problem. But if you legitimately bring me something that I need to be coached on, I will work with you. Mm-hmm. I'm workable.
I think that's
not only coachable, but I'm workable. Okay. All right. So Ariel's going first?
I'll go first, yeah.
So some of the things that we came up with just to ask ourselves the questions to see and gauge how coachable we were. And we're going to ask you to ask these questions of yourself. We came up with a couple questions, not too many. So Ariel, one of the questions, it's not a question. It's a thing.
It's more of a topic.
It's more of a topic.
An attribute, if
it's
you
an
will.
attribute of being coachable. Are you open to the growth? Like, I think we talked about this too on the Are You Evolving episode. Are you open? If you haven't listened to that episode, go listen. Are You Evolving episode? It was in season number 1. Mm-hmm. Anyway, are you open to the growth?
Yeah. And I think that like a lot of people are going to hear that and be like, well, what do you mean? Are you open? Of course, everybody is open to growth.
And they're not.
No, not everyone is open to growing. Not everyone is open to accepting that there's areas where they can improve.
Yes.
And one of the things that, and I've talked about this a little bit before in the past, is that I wasn't always a very confident person, right? Mm-hmm. And I think that a lot of times people think that not being confident just means like, oh, you don't like yourself, or oh, you don't think you're smart, or oh, you don't think you're pretty. A lot of times, and at least in my experience, a part of not having confidence for me was I didn't want to be wrong, and I didn't want to think that my way of thinking or anything I did could possibly be like a right way of doing things.
That is a good point. Wait, let's get that a minute.
Yeah.
Let's let that marinate on the people
for a second.
Because that was a good point, because I think people do hear that. They hear, are you confident?
Yeah. Are you?
And they think,
oh, am I pretty? Am I smart?
That's superficial bull.
Right, exactly. But I think that one of the biggest parts of confidence and growth is acknowledging that you're always going to be who you are, and there's always going to be room for improvement.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean, and having confidence and being okay and secure with your own decisions doesn't mean you always think you're going to make 100% the right decision, but you stand behind it because it's what you do and it's from your experience.
Right.
Now, even if it's the wrong decision or if it doesn't exactly work out the way you plan it, growth is a very integral part of decision making, I think. And the best part about wanting to grow and the best part about being your own person and being able to make your own decisions is acknowledging that you're not always going to make the right one, but you're always going to try.
Well, I'm going to piggyback on that. And what about being a lifetime learner?
Always.
I think people think they get grown and they don't learn. They don't think
they
like,
have to learn
I'm grown. I don't need to learn no more.
No.
I got this.
No.
If you're not thinking of yourself as a lifetime learner, go to the back of the class.
Yeah.
Start again.
Yeah. And a good example that I've always heard is think of plants, right? If they're not growing, it means that they're dying.
Yeah.
And the same goes for people.
Yes.
If you as a person, if you're not intellectually growing, if you're not growing as a person, if you're not growing in experiences or in your experiences by yourself with others, what have you, you're not growing and you're just being stagnant and you're basically dying. Like that part of you is dying.
Right.
So I think that that's an extreme.
And that's why people go. I think that's why some people who you find who are not open to growth or haven't even thought about it, because some people don't even think about this stuff. Like when we're putting these episodes together, we just think this is normal stuff because this is how we live.
Yeah.
But there are some people listening that they're like not even hearing this in their daily, everyday life.
Right.
Open to growth. So that's one of the things that we think opens the door. Being open to growth, we think that is helping you be open to coachable. Being coachable, right?
Yeah. And I think that another part of growth and being open to growth is you have to be able to understand that you're not going to know everything, and there are going to be other things and people, experiences and people that will coach you and show you, hey, maybe this wasn't the right decision. Or being open to growth is maybe doing something different in a past way and handling it differently now.
Yep.
And life basically telling you, yes, this was the right choice. This was the right decision. This is the right course of action.
Yeah.
So I think I think growth plays a huge role in being coachable and being able to be coached by not only by other people, but by life experiences themselves.
Yeah. Totally agree. All right. What about handling criticism? That's a big one.
I don't handle criticism well.
You don't?
I don't think I do.
Ariel, you didn't do it right.
Yeah, I don't think well, let me
Let's even talk about the definition of criticism. Let's make sure everybody's, because like I said, you hear words and you didn't made up your own definition.
Right.
Let's see what the real definitions are. So the definition of criticism is the expression of disapproval of someone or something based on perceived faults or mistakes.
Yeah. And let me tell you why I don't think I handle criticism well. And I think it's something that's internal in me, is that if someone were to tell me, like, come up to me tomorrow and be like, Ariel, you did this report wrong. Here, you did this, and this.
Yeah.
On the outside, I'm going to be like, okay, I know for next time I'm going to fix it. But on the inside, that's all I'm thinking about for the rest of my day.
Right.
And for like the end of time. Like all I'm thinking about is, oh my gosh, I'm so bad at this. Like that's a very bad way of looking at it. But that's why I think
But most people do it.
Right. Exactly. A lot of us are like, oh, well, I handled that, like outwardly I handled that well, but internally, if you don't handle it well, and if internally you're still stewing over it, that's not handling criticism. That's masking the response.
Right. Because I think, and as you grow, because that's one of the things I love about the show, that you guys are talking about it from a 20-something year perspective, and I'm talking about it from a 50-year perspective. And as you live, you will learn that there's criticism at every corner.
Right.
Okay. Now, I think we talked about this when we were in pre-production, me and you, Ariel. Now, I prefer not to have criticism, and I'm going to tell you why. I prefer feedback. Because criticism, to me, even when you read the definition, the expression of disapproval, nobody wants disapproval expressed to them.
Right.
You would rather somebody, like if I came up to you and be like, girl, you messed this up, fix it. That's going to come off different other than this. Oh, I was looking this over and I noticed this, and this. Because there's a way that I can come to you that'll make you think we're in this together.
Right.
As opposed to a way of, here, it's yours, have it.
Fix it.
Take
care of it.
And that's what criticism is to me. And I think that's why a lot of people are not open to it, is because the criticism puts it all in your lap. But the feedback says, hey, we're in this together.
Right.
I was looking at this and I saw this and I can help you with it. And it makes you so much more open to receive it, I think, when it comes back as feedback as opposed to criticism. But go ahead.
One of the things that I've done, and this is just a tidbit for me, from me, that I found, is that when somebody comes at me with criticism, because a lot of times when people come at you with criticism, they don't have a solution. Right. Like that's what, and that to me is the big differentiating factor between criticism and feedback.
So what, they just say, I found this mistake, fix it, and they don't even tell you how to fix it?
Right. And they're just like, oh, this is wrong, and that's it. But
that's stupid.
I agree. It helps literally nobody. Like it doesn't help me because I don't know how to fix it. It doesn't help you because then I'm not going to be able to fix it. So I'm going to do it wrong again. Right. So that helps literally nobody. So one of the things that I've done for me to help ease the blow, I guess, of criticism is to think to myself, to not take it personally.
Yeah.
And
you got to talk to yourself.
Right. You have to talk to yourself and let yourself know that this person is probably just giving this criticism because they're frustrated.
Right.
They're not giving any solutions because they probably don't have any solutions.
Right.
And they probably don't know how to tell you how to fix it, or they don't know how to do it properly because they've probably never been shown.
Busters.
Right. So one of the things that I've learned to do with myself is if I get criticism that I don't feel is constructive, I just remember they're not mad at me. They're mad at the situation. And then even if they are actually mad at me and they're just not telling me, I'm just going to tell myself that they're not mad at me because that's just, I'm not, unless you outwardly tell me, hey, Ariel, I'm mad at you. I'm just going to assume you're mad at the situation. Right. And even if you do tell me that you're mad at me, I'm going to be like, not really, but whatever.
Right. Before you go on, I'm going to switch it over. We're going to do something a little different. I'm going to switch it over to Chelsi. Chelsi, are you open to growth?
Yeah.
You think so?
I think so.
I think you are too.
I think where I struggle is the handling criticism.
Yeah. I think everybody, because we just talked about it, right? And that's why I wanted you to chime in a little bit, because you are in a service industry. Like Ariel is kind of too.
I service my internal customer, which is my coworker.
But you used to service an external customer, right?
Yeah.
And so that's a little different.
Yeah.
That's a little different. So you got to be able to put on that face, right?
Right.
And so when you say you're not good at it, what part do you think you need to get better at?
not internalizing it.
Yeah, like Ariel was just saying.
I have a question for you, though.
Yeah.
Because like we just said, you deal with a lot of external customers and I deal with a lot of internal customers. And I think that one of the biggest distinctions between the two is when you deal with coworkers or the internal customers or even just friendships in general, you're going to see those people over and over again. So you kind of have to figure out how to deal with them. How do you handle the fact that you may be doing your job the way you were trained and the way you were taught, but some external person who's never dealt with you before and maybe doesn't know the situation is saying that you're doing something wrong? How do you handle that?
What is happening here? Do you just, do you handle it the same way or what?
I think I handle it because what's making me having to really process the question is because of what I do, you know, because if you think about it, if they think I'm not doing my job right, that means they think I'm not giving them 100% service, you know? So then that's going to make me think, okay, now they think that I don't know how to do my job or just I'm not trained properly. So then that kind of affects it because I don't know if that person's going to go leave a review or, you know, say, okay, I don't want to have Chelsi work on me ever again. You know, I think about it in that kind of way. You know, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So that makes it a deeper level of criticism, right?
Yes.
Because most people, if it's your coworker, you'd be like, you stupid anyway.
Right.
But
It's whatever.
if it's a customer, Mr. Customer, and you did a facial and they're like, you left some gel on my face.
Yeah.
Or whatever. I don't know.
Just as a quick sidebar, anybody who has to deal with external customers, my hat is off to
God bless America. Because,
Yes.
I used to do it. It's not easy. But you know what? I'm going to say this. I remember being in retail, and for every one bad customer you had, you would usually have 2 to 3 good ones. Like I used to have my little customer besties, and then you would have that one that would come, and then you'd be like, "You're not gonna shake me today." I just didn't let you. You know, the key to that kind of stuff is not letting the customer get under your skin and just be like, you know, that's the biggest thing.
Another thing that I think of is back when Chelsi used to really be in her retail bag. Like retail bag is somebody you used to work with. And I say this to myself all the time because it stuck with me. Someone you were working with just said, Chelsi, it's just shirts and pants.
Right.
Oh my God. I remember
she was
that.
like, it's just shirts and pants. Don't.
And it was, oh my God, yes, I know exactly who said this. It was one of my male coworkers. And I was like, I was asking, like, why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you doing that? He was like, Chelsi, it's just shirts and pants.
And I promise you, whoever that person is, that piece of tidbit has stuck with me because all throughout my day, because every once in a while I deal with outside customers. And of course, every once in a while you get the one that's like really upset or really angry. And not to give away too much of what industry I work in trades kind of, I kind of just think of it as it's just water. It's just water and pipes. I mean, that gives it 100% away of what I do, but what kind of?
We've said it before. What you do?
Oh yeah, I work for a plumbing company, but it's just pipes and water. Granted, those
and
pipes
water heaters
and water heaters. But at the end of the day, I have immense amounts of faith in my technicians that they're going to take care of the customers everywhere anyway. So I'm never worried that they're going to leave somebody without hot water. So I'm just like, they're mad now. We'll take care of them. I'll give them that security, and I'll take the tongue lashing and the criticism now. But at the end of the day, it's pipes and water heaters.
Get it? Yeah. So I'm open to growth, but let me say this. So mine's gonna have a little twist to it.
Okay.
Because I'm open to growth, but you, lower than me, is not gonna tell me how to grow.
Ooh, thank you for mentioning that.
That's a good way to put it.
That is a real good way to put it.
Because sometimes people are like, they haven't even done it, and then they trying to tell you how to do it.
Yeah, they haven't done the work. They haven't put in the time of trying to. What I love is when a non-confident person or a non-secure person tries to tell me how to live my life.
It happens all day, every day. And it's like, wait a minute, hold up. Just because I'm new don't mean I'm new to this, right? You might be new to that place, but you're not new to the experiences. So that's where I'm always open to growth, but I'm very cautious and intentional as to who feeds me my growth. Not everybody can be my mentor, because if you ain't been through nothing, you can't mentor me. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So I can't be open to your growth. Now, handling criticism. Let me see. How do I put this in PG?
In PG.
Well, because like we just said, I think I wrapped it up when I said, or summed it up when I said, the expression of disapproval of someone or something based on perceived faults or mistakes. That whole definition just lets you know criticism, you just shouldn't be doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like there's other ways to bring something to somebody.
Yeah.
So if you bring me criticism, it's probably going to trigger me, number one. And number two, I'm probably going to go off. I'm just saying. It depends on the environment, the situation. But if I'm at a place where I can wiggle and go, I'm going to probably go. But you know what? It's always ways to be professional. It's always ways to speak your mind back. And like, if somebody criticizes me, I'm happy to go ahead and fix what I need to fix. But I think what I try to do is show people how they can be better next time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It doesn't always work. But if somebody is critical to me, because I bet you, pound for pound, you probably gonna have to go back to that person once or twice. And so what I try to do is lead that by example. Instead of coming how the person came at me, let me show you another way. Now, if you take it, you take it. If you don't, you don't. Because some people are just that miserable where they're not trying to fix nothing.
Mm-hmm.
They just want to be miserable.
And they just want to be like, it is what it is.
Yeah. So those people you can't do nothing with. But there's some people out there that want to fix. So for those people, I give them kindness and I tell them, I try to criticize and I'm telling you, I don't like that word. I try to go back to them with feedback. Okay. So let's get to the next one. That brings us to the next one. Being open to feedback. Ariel, are you open to feedback?
100% I am. I welcome it.
Wait a minute.
Okay. Yes.
Is this at work or is this at home?
100%.
Because I feel like I give feedback sometimes at the house.
100%.
And it doesn't get. Are you trying to say my feedback is like criticism or something? Not to Ariel, though.
Oh, okay.
Ariel gets it a little different because she's so sensitivity sometimes.
Yeah.
Ariel is special when it comes to bringing her stuff.
You got to talk to me.
But you 100% open to feedback.
Here's my thing.
I'm going to be challenging you on this because this is on record.
It is on record. Okay. I am open to feedback eventually. I'm open to feedback eventually.
Right, because when you first bring it to you, you be like,
I'll be like, no, absolutely
like,
not.
I don't know what you're talking about.
And then I walk away and I'm like, well, maybe she was right.
All the dang on time. Oh, it drives me crazy. Y'all don't even know because I'll be like, what just happened? But anyway, so yes, you're open to feedback. What? Eventually. Okay. That's a good answer though. You open the feedback
and
eventually.
I think that, of course, because it's me, I think that's okay. And and one of the reasons why I think it's okay is because I may shut it down in the moment, but I'm always at least willing to try it if the opportunity presents itself. Because a good example of something is a perfect example is the dishes. Okay. I don't do this very often when I do the dishes, but sometimes you've given me the feedback of wiping down the counters before, while I'm making
I've given you the process. That's a process
giving
right
me
there.
The process. Yes. And sometimes I don't do it because I'm not feeling it. I'm feeling kind of lazy. Some days it happens. But I think one time, the first time I ever did the whole washing the counters first, I was like, you know what, let me see what she's talking about real quick. Let me just see what that does, that does for my life. And it was fine for a while. Did I stick to it? Probably not, but I gave it a try.
That's why you need to get your own so you can do all this reckless activity on your stuff and stop being reckless with my stuff. But anyway.
But yes, I say all of that to say I'm open to feedback eventually.
When it fits your needs.
Yes. 100%. When it fits, when I find it's appropriate, when I'm done beating myself against the wall and running into the wall enough times, maybe I'll consider other options. I am.
Chelsi.
Yes.
You open?
I think I'm very open as long as you talk to me nice when you're giving it to me. Yeah.
Wait a minute. Wait. Stop this train.
What's up?
I gotta be nice when I'm.
Yes.
But you know what? That's the thing. What is nice? Because nice to me is different from nice to you. You want somebody to baby you, and I don't baby.
Yes.
That's not what I.
100% correct.
That's not what I do.
Well, when you're talking to me,
did you get my Gatorade yet? No. For anybody who listened to the last episode. Now, mind you, we only taped that episode a couple of days ago. It was a couple of days ago.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah. No, when this airs, it's going to be a week ago. You're right. Oh, somebody is on their off day today. Better go around and give me some Gatorades. I'm not, but you know what? I was at the store and I started to buy them and make y'all send me the money. I said, no, I'm not doing it this time. They are going to feel the pain of this Gatorade and they're going to, I'm not going to stop talking about this Gatorade. But anyway.
Got it.
Listen. You are open to feedback?
yes.
But Chelsi, I really don't think you are. Because let me give you an example.
Uh-oh.
Exactly. You should be scared. So recently, I just was saying something to you. I was like, Chelsi, you need to do whatever it was. And as fast as I said it, when the need came out, your eyes glazed over, and I could tell that you closed your ears. I saw the barrier go up on the ears, and I saw you saying whatever.
That's so funny because now that you mention it, it's so true. Whenever you tell Chelsi something
that she don't want to do,
right, and the second she checks out, you can see
she be checking out, and then you be like, "Now I brought it to you nicely." That day, I brought it to you nicely, and so that's what gets you messed up with me is I'll say it nicely, and then you do that clock out thing. And I know you've clocked out, so I got to clock you back in with my hand. No, with my mouth, and I get more stern. But anyway, so you're not open to feedback. If it's got conditions, you know, last time we talked about conditions, that got us in trouble. If you, listen, either you open to feedback or you need to work on it or you're not.
I'm open.
Okay.
I am open to feedback. That's one thing. I'm not open to criticism because I don't like it. Usually criticism comes over to us as aggressive. Mm-hmm. I don't like it. Mm-hmm. But feedback I like because guess what? I worked at a company and they told me this and I need to get a t-shirt that says it. Feedback is a gift. If you think of it like that, when somebody brings you the feedback, you take that feedback and you make it your own. Mm-hmm. And you put it in your tank to make you better.
Right.
And if you keep getting feedback and you keep working the feedback, you end up becoming a superstar. I've seen it work. Mm-hmm. I've seen it work in my own life. People give me feedback and let me see. Do I get a lot of feedback at home?
No, because we know not to give it to you.
I don't think that's true. I think I get you feedback sometimes.
This is what we're gonna get when we try to give you the feedback. Don't try to change me.
Well, but wait a minute, Chelsi. I think you're taking it from from only one aspect. Because feedback doesn't necessarily have to just be because you be trying to change me. But the feedback sometimes could be if I'm doing something and you know a better way to do it, you can give me feedback on that better way.
Yeah.
That can be feedback. Does anybody ever do that? I don't know.
It's funny that you bring that up about us because I was just thinking about this and I got like a TikTok about it. I don't remember the exact context of it, but it was a mother talking about her relationship with her daughter. And I'm not endorsing this person's message because I don't agree with it at all. But she was basically saying that as her daughter's mother, it was her job to criticize her daughter and that was how her children would learn how to be respectful or respectable women. And I completely disagree with that. I think Mom...
Yeah, because she probably was using the wrong words. Because people don't be knowing the definitions of words. She probably meant it's her job to give feedback.
That's what I'm hoping. I heard
because that criticism ain't going to do nothing but beat her down and then she's going to be like all crazy.
Right. She did say that she was trying to kind of like beat her down a little bit. Like that was a little bit.
Yeah, don't be bringing up other people's content on this because I don't even want to talk about that. But whatever. I say
all of that to say is that I think, Mom, you're really good about giving feedback. I think that that's more of your approach to things because you like getting feedback.
Yeah.
So I think that I think
absolutely.
I wanted to mention that I think that aspect of, especially in this room, our dynamic with you and your dynamic with us,
right,
is that I think it's very healthy. I think it's very healthy levels of feedback. And it's about things that, like you said, about the dishes, when I go out and have my own things, I can do my own things, but I'm probably still going to remember.
I hope so. 'Cause otherwise, I'm not never coming over there. But let me tell y'all, do you know who feedback's cousin is, I think?
Who's feedback?
Accountability.
Yes. Because
when you're accountable, you can take the feedback. It's only when you're not accountable, when you think, you could, I know you ain't talking about me. If you're not accountable, you're not probably going to be good at feedback. And you know what? Let us know, company. If you're a person that wants to admit, because most people don't want to admit that they're not accountable, but if you want to admit that you're not accountable and you've made the correlation with not liking feedback also, let us know, because I'll be curious to see who that is. But yeah, I'm cool with feedback because I'm accountable and I don't mind it. And I go into it with the thought, if somebody gives me feedback, and sometimes, don't get me wrong. Don't think as soon as you give me the feedback, I'm smiling and dancing and, I'm about to take care of it right away. That ain't how it goes. People give me the feedback and then I be like, feedback is a gift. That's the first thing I always say. Feedback is a gift. And then by doing that opens me up to receive it as that. Right? Because gifting is my love language.
I might have to start doing that instead of just
you have
saying,
to.
like,
if you're not good at it, then start saying feedback is a gift. Criticism is whack, but feedback is a gift.
Can we get that on a t-shirt?
We can. You go buy them. Okay, open the change. Ariel?
We talked about this on the last episode, and one of the episodes on emotional intelligence, and we talked about how I am with change and how I'm not a big fan. I'm not a fan of change, but I'm open to it in the sense that I understand that plans have to change sometime.
Now, this is not just about plans, though. So open that up a little bit.
Yeah, I'm also okay with changing within myself. And I know that that's a key part of growth and a key part of growing is that you have to be open to see parts of yourself change.
But what about this? I gave you something this morning. I give you a piece of paper and say, I need you to input all of this. And then you're almost done. And I come back and I say, okay, oops, Ariel, I apologize. I need you to do it like this and not that.
Oh, all day at work. I do that all day. It's fine.
But are you open to it?
Yeah, I'm okay
not.
with it.
I'm not, because it's like, why didn't you wait and give me?
So the reason
I am from the school of measure twice, cut once. Do not give me stuff that ain't ready to go and have me doing stuff 2 and 3 and 4. That grinds ye gears, because
ye gears. What is this, old English?
Yes, I'll be watching my British shows.
The 1800s.
Wait a minute, that ain't the 1800s. That's how they still talk a little bit. On my British shows, the stuff they say, I think I'm British now. I speak British real good.
You said I speak
because
British.
it ain't the same English. I promise you, it is not the same English. Because some things they say, you'd be like, whoa, what did they just say?
Yeah.
Like, don't be daft. What do you think that means?
Don't be stupid.
Yeah.
I only know that because you told me. But the reason I'm kind of okay with it is because I understand that the amount of information you can have can change throughout the day.
Yeah, I'm not open to it, because if you gave me, the stats is the stats. This is just somebody trying to knee jerk. Oh. I'm not down with that knee jerk junk. So that's just me.
That makes sense.
Chelsea?
Yeah, I think I am.
What is happening? I don't get. It's like I'm recording with Daddy right now. Because you're like,
yep, nope.
I don't think I experienced a lot of change in my life, though.
You don't?
No.
But you got to, okay, so at work, nothing ever changes. Like, y'all not doing one thing and then all of a sudden abruptly it changes?
We do, but
it doesn't bother you.
I'm quick on my feet. I adapt.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's good. That's a good answer.
I'm like a Pokemon. I'm always evolving.
Stop talking, because you don't even you are the most fake fan of Pokemon. You just be watching the cartoons. You didn't play none of the games. You didn't even play Pokemon Go when that came out. But anyways, don't come for me, Nintendo.
No lollygagging. Okay. Open. This is the last one. Ariel, are you open to learning new things?
Oh, yes. Oh my gosh, yes. I'm so excited to learn new things.
So let me, Ariel, I know this. Y'all be killing me because y'all be limited on how y'all think of stuff. Y'all be like, oh yeah, I'm good in this area. So what if somebody comes and tries to teach you something that they can't even do? You open to that? That's what I thought. Y'all always be up in here trying to get the company messed up.
When you say it that way, you're right. Because this is going to sound really funny, and I'll give you a good example of that. One thing people can't teach me about is I can't let nobody teach me about Excel. I know that's a very specific thing to say, but
not everybody knows it.
Right. And I know that. And I also know that I don't know everything about Excel, but the reason I don't let other people teach me about Excel is because I'm just like, there's 30,000 ways to do anything and everything in Excel.
Yeah, that's true.
So if you're trying to tell me that, because a lot of times when people, specifically with Excel, when they try to tell you how to do something, they basically make it seem like this is the end all be all only way to create a sum formula.
What is that about? It's 5 ways to get up the street. And we still gonna get to the same place. So if I click this or if you hit control that, what difference does it make? Ugh.
Right. There's like 5,000 ways to do literally anything and everything in Excel. So when it comes to that, I don't let people tell me how to do it. But
other than Excel, you open to learning new things?
Let me rephrase. I'm open to learning new things, new ways of doing things that I haven't seen before. And
it depends on who's teaching it.
It does depend on who's teaching it. It does depend on who's teaching it. But also at the same time, I know that like I've known people like in high school and in college and just in my work life that look like they're not, like, you look at them and you look at the work that they do and you're like, how were you able to make it out of a paper bag? Like, how are you able to do it? But in other areas, they're extremely smart and extremely intelligent and extremely bright. Mm-hmm. So you kind of have, so one of the things that I've kind of tried to teach myself to do is to acknowledge that some people are terrible in some areas and wonderful in others. So I try to keep that in mind when someone tries to teach me things. But if you try to teach me something and I do it and it doesn't work, I'm not listening to you no more in that subject.
Dang, they didn't burn their credibility.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of like that too. Like, yeah, I'm like that too. I ain't gonna elaborate. I'm like that too. I mean, I can be like that,
right? And I mean, like, you probably think that you're right, and if someone comes to me and was like, "Oh, how did that tip that I showed you work?" I'll find a polite way to tell you and be like, "Oh yeah, I tried it. Didn't really work for me, but hey, thanks for showing me a different way of doing it." And then in the back of my mind, I'll be like, "I'm just not gonna do that no more."
Yeah, sometimes, I mean, and people have really good intentions, right? A lot of times people really are trying to help you out.
Right, and I'm sure people think that.
Who I'm leery about is them folks that be like, they think they helping you. You haven't asked them to help you, but they think they helping you.
That's what I was just thinking. Like if a know-it-all tries to teach you something new, then I'm just like, bro,
and then it be the stuff you already knew.
Right. Like, bro, stop.
You'll be like, whoa, I thought you was teaching me something new.
Right. I already knew this.
I think a squirrel knew how to do that.
Right, like this, like they try to teach you stuff that's like basic knowledge, like how to flip on a light switch. It's like, I do this.
Stop it.
I do this every single
That's
day.
be them know-it-alls because they don't get me started. Chelsi, you open to learning new things, except when it's from the know-it-all?
Yeah.
Miss me with the know-it-all.
Yeah, miss me with the know-it-alls. Miss me with you trying to teach me something new, but you're talking to me like I'm a kindergartner.
Oh, my God. The condescending?
Yes.
Who are you talking to?
Who do you,
literally,
just because I never, what? You don't get to talk to me crazy?
No.
Everybody, let me say this. Everybody deserves to be talked to like they have all the sense in the world. If you out there talking to people like they're dumb, you need to check yourself because it's not cool, bro. It's not cool. Because, sis, it's not cool. Because guess what? You do not know it all. And when I teach you what I know, I'm not going to be condescending. So don't be condescending to me. I don't even know where that comes from. It's insecurity.
Like it's a weird sense of entitlement.
It's insecurity though. Because if you knew that you knew that you knew, I know I'm the ish. Mm-hmm. That's why I want to give it to you. Mm-hmm. And I'm not going to give it to you like you dumb. I'm going to give it to you like, girl, we got this. Boy, we got this. I'm going to give it to you like I believe in you. If I learned it, you can learn it. And I'm going to uplift you as I'm giving it to you. I'm not going to push you down and try to pick you back up. That's so stupid. It's like all these people out here. I'm sorry, you didn't hit a nerve. You didn't trigger me. It's like people are out here like trying to push you down in the dirt and then want to bring you up. Oh, let me show you. Because if I show you, I can show you. And then it makes you not even want to be shown.
Yeah.
Right. And that
makes me shut down.
Right. I will be looking at you like, like they can see me. But what happened was I was looking at a blank stare and my eyes just kept blinking because it's just, it's no cause for it. Yeah. It's no cause for it.
Yeah.
Right.
Just teach me what it is and let's go.
This is a quick tangent, and it's something that still bugs me in my still 27 years of life is I cannot stand if somebody is trying to show me how or tell me.
You're not 27.
What you thought she was?
How old did you think I was?
I don't know.
Yeah, see how that happens? It just happens sometimes.
No concept of time and how old you are.
Anyways, I can't stand when somebody is trying to show me something, especially on a computer, and they like stand over me. I can't stand.
Yeah, don't stand over me.
No,
you got that from your grandma. My mother you cannot stand over her. You can. She will knock you out if you stand over her while she is doing. You got to come down to eye level.
Right. Like I feel like you can't. I feel like if you're looking at something, you need to be eye level with them, and you need
bring that chair on over.
You need to be able to kind of like look them in their face when they do it, and like that bugs me.
Don't stand over me.
Right. Like if I'm helping somebody with something, I always pull up a chair because they're usually sitting when they show me the thing.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
I pull up a chair.
I mean, unless it's a quick.
It's like, oh, you just click here. Like, that's fine. But if it's a step-by-step process, sit with that person. Sit next to them or be eye level with them.
Yeah, don't tower over me.
Right.
Because I feel like you think you over me.
Right. And also at the same time, like that's like triggers like traumatic school memories to me of like the mean teachers that would just like hover over you and like be in your personal space. Couldn't. Ugh.
Chelsi is laughing because every time you say something, I keep writing the word on this piece of paper. That's why we can't have no paper and pens in the studio because I was all doodling while you talking. So every time you was like traumatic, I wrote traumatic. What else did you say? You was like tangent, I wrote tangent. And then I always got to write my name. I'm sorry. I apologize, Ariel. Go ahead.
But yeah, I never liked the teachers that would lean over you, but I loved the teachers that would crouch down at the expense of their knees to be eye level with you and your paper.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't have did that, but
like that.
You would have had to come up to my desk.
That makes sense.
Because you little. It depends on what age you was, you know, because if you little.
I'm mostly thinking like middle school and high school, but I could never stand when somebody was just like towering over me. That's intimidating to me. That's weird. Don't try to teach me something and be intimidating. Like that's weird behavior. Don't do that.
People need to get a grip. Y'all need this show because by the time we finish with our 1 million episodes of this show, y'all gonna be better people. Everybody, tell your friends to listen to this show. We trying to make a better society because some of y'all out there really, really doing stuff
y'all
like
need help.
Yeah, some of y'all are.
That's not what I said. Those are not my words.
Y'all need help.
That's not even where I was going. A lot of y'all out there acting like y'all was raised in the jungle. Mowgli, Jungle Book.
Oh, no.
Jungle Book. Y'all come out of that jungle.
Chelsi, what's that kid from the Wild Thornberries?
Donnie.
Yeah, y'all out here acting like Donnie, and we gonna get y'all together. And let me be real clear. It's not saying we together. We gonna get together all together because we bringing up these topics because these is things that we run into in our everyday life, and we want y'all to get better as we getting better because I'm telling you, that condescending thing, I'm still on it. I'm still on my tangent. Chelsi hit, it's at the back of my throat, like in that tonsil area where your champagne, when you drink champagne, it get tight. Because I won't stand for it. It is so unnecessary. Everybody deserves to be talked to like they are a person. All right. Well, that's our show for today.
Yeah, I think we've covered everything.
Oh my God, that was a good show. Thanks, Ariel, for that topic. Listen, company.
You know, can I just mention something?
Yeah.
You had kind of said in the beginning that, you know, most of these show topics are yours and you know about Ariel making show topics.
Oh my God.
I kind of feel like I've put some show topics.
Which ones were they?
Mom, the first episode we ever did was my idea.
Do y'all see what I got to go through?
Are You the Bigger Person was my idea.
This is on film now.
I'm just saying.
This is on record now that you got. This was her, and I'm sure if you go back, did you ever listen to that episode?
Most of these episodes are.
See, this is why I be coming at you the way that I do sometimes, because you sometimes can't let me have nothing.
I sure can, because I'm the little sister. That's what I'm supposed to do.
You can't let me have no shine.
I'm gonna need y'all to.
It's fine.
Listen, in a minute, I'm about to cut y'all mics because this is ridiculous. I'm sure in that episode, I said something about you. We'll go back and listen. And if I didn't, tough. How about that?
Okay.
Anyway.
That's been a
Thank you
great
guys
episode.
so much for listening. I
It's been
hope you
so
guys
wonderful.
really learned something through this.
You don't wrap up the show. I wrap up the
Trying
show.
to do something different.
But I don't like how you wrapping it up.
Trying to spice
You
it
ain't.
up a
It ain't
little bit.
warm. It ain't warm. Now go ahead and wrap it up.
No, wrap it up. Come on, wrap it up.
Company, we thank you for listening.
Sound like you giving a prayer.
Because that's
What do we need to pull
that's
out
what
the
I do.
organ, the church music?
Y'all so disrespectful. Lord, forgive them. Listen, company, we thank you for listening. Tell your friends. Tell everybody. Listen to the company, Turra and Company. Anyway, we hope you enjoyed it. As you go about your week, think about how coachable you are. Let us know. DM us on the Instagram. Send us a message on Facebook. Hey, whatever you want to do, do it. However you want to do it.
Right.
Until the next time, until the next episode, we will see you later.
Okay, bye.
Thank you for joining us. Don't forget to follow us on all social media platforms, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. We look forward to you joining us on the next episode. Until then, be inspired and enlightened.